Okay, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with my brows, and then I'm going to do my eyes, and then I'll move from my eyes to my face. And I really hope that this fan being on doesn't hinder what we're doing here or whatever. And I'm going to try to make as little noise as possible. I have a very small workspace today. I need to clean up badly. Okay, let me go ahead. This is my Anastasia in soft brown. I'm just going to kind of get started here. My brows are so sparse, and you know how you have those that they're really out of place and they need to be plucked, but you don't want to pluck them because you're already so sparse. Well, that's kind of what I'm facing at the moment. They're just so sparse. They're so thin. I mean, I overplucked as a teenager, of course, and you know that never helps matters, because when you yank it out by the root, you're running that much more of a risk of it of it just not growing back. So I'm just going to kind of start this look with getting my brows at least in a decent looking way on my face. Brows really frame your face, and yeah. So I'm just going to kind of, you know, I go up with little short strokes, and then I kind of fill in after I've made this line underneath here, and then stroke through. So I'm just going to go ahead and get these done. I'm going to use the Anastasia Brow Wiz and my Gimme Brow from Benefit, just like usual. Okay, what I'm going to do is, and I wish I could have done a better job on these brows, but they're hella crazy. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and go in with my primer spray from Skindinavia. I forgot to do that before I got started, so we need to do that. Okay. I'm kind of having to work blonde here. I don't have any contacts. I need to go get some more contacts. I've been wearing my glasses. Okay, what I'm going to do, as I mentioned, is I'm going to work on my eyes first. And so what I need to do is go ahead and start with my Nars eyeshadow primer. So I'm going to start there with that to give this a good tacky base. And what I'm doing today, you know, what I'm attempting to do, I should say, is I'm attempting to come up with a wearable blue eye for the 4th of July. And when I saw, you know, this Maybelline color tattoo, of course, you know, the color that's one of my power colors. Teal, aqua, any of those. Blue is just it's a power color for me. It really is. I just really enjoy it. So I just felt like that, you know, it was something that I wanted to see if I could create a look. And so I'm going to be using that as a base. But to get started, I'm going to go in with some shadows from my Makeup Geek palette. This is my neutral palette. I'm going to go in with this color right here. It's called Vanilla Bean. And I'm going to kind of go ahead and sit down everything that is there at this point. Let me see if I can find my, let's see. Make sure that doesn't have any color in it. I guess it's stained. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with the Vanilla Bean. And I'm just going to pretty much just kind of put a layer to cover the tackiness. I'm going in with that cream, and so I really don't know how this is gonna work out. In the past, I've used the Color Tattoos, and I've just used them on their own without any, you know, any other colors. The Bad to the Bronze color is awesome, just to throw some of that on your lid with some mascara and go. It's just a really pretty, easy color. And so this is going to be the brightest color of the Color Tattoos for me to have used. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in. I've got this brush. It is a Sigma. It says it's a concealer brush. It's an F70. It's in a point, a bit of a point, but it's, if you can see, it's pretty stiff. That's what I want to use to get this Color Tattoo loaded up on my lid. So I'm just going to kind of go in. And this, it can be a pretty pale color, so I'm going to try to build it up as much as possible. So I'm loading my brush up pretty heavily. And I'm going to go ahead and get this put down. And I am going to go above the crease on this. Because of my hooded lids. So I'm going to just start kind of placing this. I want to be careful and not go too high, but I want to make sure that I get a good solid base of this color before I start blending in with any other crease colors. I just want to kind of get this on there. Once this sets, a Color Tattoo, once it sets, it's on there pretty much till you wash your face. So that's good and bad. It means it's long wearing and that sort of thing, but it also means that if you make a mistake, it's just too bad. So we're just gonna kind of get that on there. I'm trying to make sure that it's right above the crease, but yet not patchy. I'm trying to keep it, you know, kind of in a controlled area. Okay. Now I'm going to go in, and I'm just doing it this way and this way, the same way that you would lift paint off of a palette. If you're a painter and you know about, you know, art brushes, I'm just pretty much doing the same thing. So I'm just going to kind of keep it in line here as much as possible, but still have it nice and a nice and smooth application. And brushes like this are really helpful. Any kind of a brush that's really good for concealer, that's kind of stiff, is going to be really good for laying down a cream shadow, especially when it has a small point on it like this, because it gives you more precision. But I'm going to be doing a nude lip with this look. But if you want to go full out and you want to do maybe not a turquoise, but like a truer, like a cornflower blue or even a navy, if you want to do something like that and rock a red lip, then girl, you do what you want to do. It's a holiday, you know. You can do a full nude look and do a glitter cut crease, you know, and have a little sparkle if you're going to a, you know, an event for the you know, holiday. So it just depends on what you want to do. But do you see how, I mean, I sort of look like a clown. I look like Mimi from, what was that show, the Drew Carey show? I look sort of like Mimi right now, but I think you'll see how it comes together, because I'm going to start blending some colors here soon, and it's gonna I think it's gonna come together. I will have to come back most likely and you know, work on that some more, and the reason is because, I mean, you know, as I begin to blend other colors, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna kind of catch it or whatever. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with Peach Smoothie. That's this one right here. I'm gonna go in with that one, and this is an excellent crease color, especially for a warm look. But I just want to put this through my crease, and my crease, when I say that, I really mean, you know, right above the crease, because we know that with hooded eyes, you need to stay above that crease. And I'm going to kind of go across more so than the windshield wiper. I mean, I'm wanting to blend, of course, but I also needed that color to get dispersed straight across, especially in this outside area that I'm working on right now. Okay, let's go in with this other side. I recently, my computer died. My laptop just totally died, and that is some of the reason why I have been a little bit absent other than my health. And so I had someone working on it. I don't think I really got enough that I want, so I'm gonna just take a bit more through that area. But yeah, I mean, I took it to, and the guy that was fixing it, he was a real nice guy. He was trying everything he could do to help me out. Well, they were able to get me a used HP. I had the Lenovo, and I mean, it was 2 years old. I bought it brand new, paid way too much for it, I'm sure, because I got it at Best Buy. And, but it was, I mean, it just, the inside was just messed up, and me trying to recharge it, it kind of, it just shocked the motherboard, and it just killed everything. So the computer was dead. The only thing he was able to do was to get all of my stuff off of the hard drive and load it onto the new computer, which I was really happy about. Now that I've gotten, you know, this color in here, that's going to give me a little bit more of a base to start really working on my crease. So let me get a little bit more of a, I'm going to use the Morphe E17. It's just a smaller brush. And I'm going to go into this one right here. I believe it's called, let me make sure. Yeah, Latte. I'm going to go into Latte. I went in with a warm color here because I do want some warmth in my crease. But I'm going to, this is a touch on the cool side. Not a whole lot, but just a touch. But I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to take this in the crease. And I'm going to start darkening up the crease itself. I mean, you know, right in that corner. I'm not going to go across and take this color into that. And I think that you could probably see that the blue is beginning to dull down just a little bit. It's not quite as bright as it was, and that's fine. We can go back and we can brighten it up or not. It's really up to us. But I think what I'm doing is I'm really just going to be using it as a base, because I think I'm going to use the color Nautica in my other Makeup Geek palette and get it over here, and let's get this going on this side. But yeah, so he was working really hard, and I was not feeling well, so when I would go up there, you know, to deal with him about the computer, which took several trips, of course I looked terrible. I mean, I looked awful. I had on no makeup, usually had my hair up in a bun like I have it right now, because I just washed it and I just started up my bun to go up there. And while we were waiting on things to process and that sort of thing, he asked me what I do, and, you know, I told him, I said, well, I used to teach, but now I really spend my time, you know, with my son, and I enjoy doing YouTube. And he's like, really? And I was like, yeah. So he, you know, he asked me a few questions about it. And so in determining which one of the used computers, laptops that I was going to take, he took into consideration which one had the best as far as, you know, like the ability for the audio-visual components of the computer, and that I would get, you know, a better result out of with my YouTube situation. And so, you know, he knew that I needed to have something that had plenty of storage and, you know, all those kind of things. So anyway, he said, well, before you go anywhere with this one, he said, I do want you to, let's pull up your YouTube. Let's make sure that the videos look crisp and clear and that sort of thing. So I pulled up my channel, and so I just randomly clicked on one of my videos, and it was one of my makeup tutorials. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this to the side, and I'm going to pull out my other Makeup Geek palette, And this right here is the color Nautica, that one right there. That's the color that I'm going to use over the base that I laid. And this is a E28. It's kind of fluffy. I don't want to go in too hard at first. Knock it off good. But and it was a longer video, and so he said, well, you know, what do you think? And I said, well, I think it looks great. You know, the best that I can tell, it looks pretty good. And he said, I really like your video. It looks great. And I said, well, thank you. I said, go ahead and fast forward to the end so you can see the final product of, you know. And he went, his jaw dropped, and he said, that don't even look like you. And I said, yeah, makeup does a world of difference for some of us girls, you know. He's like, oh, that's not what I mean. I don't mean it. He said, it's just such a difference. And I said, makeup makes a difference. Okay, let me go back through with some of that. What did I do? Oh, here it is. I'm going to go back through with this Latte. Yeah, he was like, wow. I said, yeah, you know, us ladies, we like our makeup, you know. It's a necessity for looking good if you don't have, you know, flawless features. I said, but for some of us, it's a true transformation, you know, and it really is. I mean, and for me, it is. It is a huge transformation. For me, the difference between me with makeup and me without makeup is huge. I mean, it is just absolutely huge. Okay, I think that I have been able to kind of blend out those edges to the point that there are no harsh lines. Okay, what I'm going to do first of all is I need to check for any fallout. Guys, I have started using, because of my doctor, I have started using, I'm going to go in underneath my brow line with the Wet n Wild highlighting brow stick, and then kind of smooth it out with one of my brushes. Just try to kind of highlight that area just a little bit. I don't want a tremendous amount there, but I gotta have some help. But this is an E32 that I'm blending this out with. But I found out that I have sleep apnea. So now I have to sleep with one of those CPAP machines, you know, the things that kind of make you keep breathing, because I stop breathing in my sleep, and it's putting, anytime that happens, it puts a lot of extra work on your heart. And now I'm going to go in with, I'm going to go in with this one. This is a Sigma E55. It's just a little short shader brush. I'm going to go in with Shimma, which is this color right here. It's a satin. It's, I'm just going to kind of feather it over that brow stick just to lighten it up underneath my brow line there, because on my brow bone, because it's, but I've noticed the way that mine is, I don't have like a mask on my face. I just have a thing that covers my nose. And I've noticed that I have started, my nose is having a reaction to it. It's, you know, it's one of those that has the heat humidifier attached to it, because it's, my sinuses are really bad, and dry air, that sort of thing, it would never work for me. And then, so I've noticed when I get up in the mornings, my nose is damp from the humidifier mist, you know, that's coming through that I'm breathing. And I've also noticed that my nose has started breaking out, because it's like the whole time I'm asleep, it's in a damp environment, and I've noticed that it's interfering with my skincare routine. I mean, you don't think about those things, you know, until you are in there with it. I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. Because, I mean, I I can't be breaking out. I mean, no. I can't be having to wear something at night that's going to keep my face breaking out. I mean, you know, but, I mean, it's either just my nose or it's my whole face, and I don't want to do that, that's for sure. So, yeah. All right, let me double check for any fallout. First I need to do chapstick. My lips are so dry. Key lime. Yummy. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go in, and I'm going to do some color correcting with my green. And then I'm going to try the pink for my under eye circles this time. So we'll just get all camouflaged up. Okay, now I've done that with the green. Now I'm going to go in. I'm going to finish, you know, my under eyes and everything after I conceal and that sort of thing. But let's go in with this pink, the Naked Skin Color Correcting Fluid in pink. We're going to go, let's try these under eyes, these little trenches that I have here. And I'm going to try not to put it anywhere that, you know, I do have. The outer corner is an issue. Okay, let me go in with my... I'm scared to look in the mirror. I'm scared it won't work. Guys, look how bright my under eye is. Oh my gosh. Let me do this one. Oh my goodness. I was afraid that it wasn't going to work. I was really afraid that I'd chosen wrong and needed the orange. But when it says lightning, I mean, you guys, you've seen me on camera before. You know what I look like every day without makeup. Look at that. Now, it doesn't fill in my trenches. I need a doctor to do that. But the color of my skin, that's amazing. I tell you, I mean, I was really impressed with the green one. I mean, because if I look down, you can see that there's a divot there, a trench, but it's not purple. And when I look up straight head on at you, what a difference. Amazing. Okay, what we're going to do now, I'm going to use my new foundation. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, and I am going to be using the color 203 Nude Beige. If you remember me when I hauled this, you know, I kind of explained the situation as far as this is a very dewy, so you should expect, you know, a very dewy outcome. It's in fact, I'm trying to get the lid on it. It's running all over my hand right now. But I mean, the thing is that this is not for oily skin unless you're willing to blot all day. I'm just trying to get it, you know, like pretty much all over and off the back of my hand before it. But it's wonderful. This is the first time for me to put it on my face. As you know, I did try it on the back of my hand when I hauled it, I had to kind of just eyeball the color. Go down the neck just a little bit. We don't need any lines on the neck area. Go over the ears just a little bit. Okay, guys, this makeup, it blends out so easily, and it's very light considering that it's a dewy. It feels very light. All right, well, that is my first coat, and I mean, I didn't mean to make that noise there. It really is a very good coverage. I mean, you can see, I mean, yes, I concealed my worst things, but I think it's a really pretty finish. You can see a luminosity to it. But it's a very, very pretty finish. I put on a relatively thick first coat. I'll be going with my Urban Decay, just my regular concealer in light and warm. I'm going to go ahead and do my concealing that I would normally do. This is just to lighten up the center of the face. You want to kind of have that lip from within look, so that's why we lighten up down the center of our face. And then we're going to go in. We're just going to pounce. Remember, we don't wipe. No windshield wiper motions here. But this is going to be my finished product, other than, you know, the powders that I put on my face. So I want it to look good, because once you start adding powder, if it's, you know, if it's not blended well, you're gonna have trouble. I swear to you, I cannot believe how white looking. I mean, in the viewfinder, I look, the center of my face looks like it's been hit with rice powder. It looks, and it's not that bright in person. I think it's the shock of it not being dark purple there right now is also a thing. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my my powder. I'm going to use my Rimmell Stay Matte. The Rimmell Stay Matte and the I'm just going to swirl around in it. Then I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to look down. I'm going to set this. I don't want any creases, so I'm not going to look down. Okay. Woo! Got a little powder in my eye. Okay, I'm going to set, I mean, yes, it's supposed to be a luminous glow. That's what I have highlighters for. I just wanted to compare the formula to the Pro Matte versus the Pro Glow. And I actually think I like this one better. It's like I mentioned several times, because it's more liquefied, it seems to feel lighter on the skin, even though neither of them have oil in them or anything like that. I mean, it just is a really, I would suggest it. The only thing that upsets me is they have 12 shades, which sounds like a lot, but they're all light. The darkest one looks like caramel, maybe, to me. I just think that they need a wider shade range. I mean, that's just, you know, that's to me the only drawback. I really like the way that it blended out. I do like that it looks, I think it looks better with a beauty blender rather than a brush, because it is a full coverage. It says medium to full, but it's a full coverage. And if I wanted to, I could have put another layer on if I were going to be on stage doing something. If I were going to be up at the front of an auditorium speaking or something like that, then yes, I might want a little bit heavier coverage. But for everyday use, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that my skin looks pretty darn flawless. It's covered everything very well. I love this. Now, L'Oreal, you just need to get on the ball and you need to get some more colors out. So we'll talk if I find out that they've done that. So yeah, but I went ahead and set it because, I mean, everybody has their preferences. Sorry, but my preferences is I like to set things. I like my face to be set. All right, I think what I'm gonna do first, I have this, it's by Rimmell, it's Scandalize. It's the Cajole pencil, but it's the nude. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in my waterline. I like this as opposed to a white. This just lightens it up. Can you see the difference between the two? It just gives you a more awake, more alert, you know, and it helps if you have, you know, it's overly red from lack of sleep or whatever. It does give you the appearance of being more awake and fresh-eyed. So yeah, so that's what that does. Okay, now I have been dying to use this on camera. My Becca Jaclyn Hill palette. I have been dying to use this on camera because this thing is so beautiful. I love this. It's so pretty. Oh gosh, it's so pretty. Okay, I am going to go in with my, well, that has a hair on it. I'm going to go in with my Kat Von D, my typical. It works really well with these because it's small. I do have my Real Techniques. This is my favorite brush. It's the Real Techniques. It doesn't even say, yeah, it says blush brush on it. It's just this real fluffy, but I like the way that it's shaped. This one is shaped the same way. It's just smaller. And for this particular palette, I'm sorry, that was my drawer closed. For this particular palette, you're able to get in there, you know, without making a mess and getting into the other colors. I'm going to go into this one, which is Pamplemousse. It's a pretty bright one, so I'm going to be kind of careful. I'm going to be a little bit careful with this one. See how I just gave myself just a little bit? And I'm going to work it back just a little bit. And I'm putting this on first because it is so bold. Because I'm going to be coming back in here with my bronzer and contour and that sort of thing. So I'm just being very gentle. I don't want to overdo it because I don't want my arm to fall off from blending out, you know, a mistake. It looks a lot stronger on camera than it does in person, but a lot of this will blend away. And you know, I've told you before, but I'll tell you again. I truly believe that you need to have your brush that you, after every product, you need to blend. That way nothing gets lost in translation. I've got my Nars Laguna that I want to use. I think I'm going to use that for contouring. I think I just hit the camera. Not enough room to work here, guys. I'm telling you, not enough room to work here. Okay, I'm going to kind of go in. I'm going to go in with that and kind of go in the area where you would contour. I just love this brush for doing a contour. I like to just put down that first initial area that I'm going to be contouring, and then the way that it's shaped, you can, you know, you can buff up. I buff up, remember. All right, let me go in with my big brush and blend again my hair around my face. The older I get, the frizzier I get. Oh, but that reminds me, guys. Yes, I mean, I've been meaning to tell you this. I don't know how many of you deal with the fuzzy, frizzy hair or whatever. Pantene. Pantene. It is the color on the bottle, each kind that, you know, whatever it's directed towards has a little bit of an accent color on it, and this one has like a teal blue color on the front, and it says, you know, frizz, and it helps calm frizz or whatever, and deters, you know, crazy hair. And oh my gosh, guys, I started using it, and you know me, I'm real devoted to my OGX, my, you know, my argan oil or whatever, but the first time I used it, my hair was so silky and so satiny, and I pulled my hair back, and it was just like, where's the frizz? Where did it go? Because the older I get, older hair, it's coarse, and it does tend to be frizzy. So I really like it. I'm loving it so far. So if you are dealing with it or whatever, I noticed, see what I did, you know me and my trial sizes, I went to the aisle in Walmart and Target, either one, they had it at both, where they have the travel size. You should be able to find what I'm talking about in the travel size. And it does say it, you know, it's for frizzy hair or whatever, you know, it's to maintain frizz or whatever. And I got the shampoo and the conditioner in the travel size, and I took it home to use it a couple of times and fell in love with it. And I went and bought the big ginormous one. So it is great, and it smells good. It's all those things. It's all the things. So yeah, let me get my bronzer. I'm gonna use my Too Faced Sweet Tea bronzer. Okay, I'm just I like to swirl both of the colors together. Okay, I'm gonna just go right above where I put that Nars Laguna in my blush. I'm gonna kind of just do it all in the same area. I'm gonna do my temples, my forehead, all around my hair. Of course, I'm going to do down here. I'm going to try and hide my chubby cheeks just a little. Now then, back to my big blush, my big blending brush. That is a tongue twister. Okay. All right, before I do any kind of highlight or anything like that, I'm going to go ahead and finish my eyes. I'm going to go in now with my more precise brush for the bottom. It's like a, you know, little pencil brush. This is an E36. So I'm just going to go in to Latte, the same color I was using earlier, and put that on the bottom lash line. And I know that, you know, you guys can use lashes, false lashes, and you can do a black wing with this and it'd look really nice. It's your preference, of course. Okay, this is that shader brush that I was using in on the brow bone. I'm just going to kind of go down here just a little bit, just for a little extra sparkle. I just want it to really, you know, I want my lashes to show. And so you can put on false lashes. You can do a dramatic black wing. We all know I'm not good at either one of those, and I was debating whether or not I wanted to do that with this look. I have this Urban Decay, the 24/7 Glide On and Corrupt, which is the brown. Okay, I'm going to go in my lash line where I just went with that brown, but I'm going to do very lightly and smoke it out with that pencil, and that way I will still be able to see my lashes really well, but it'll give my lower lash line much more definition. It just adds a little something something, and I'm just running it right across the lash root, the root of the lashes. So, you know, just a little. See, it doesn't take much at all. I'm not getting on my waterline at all. These Urban Decay pencils are so soft. It really, I mean, I only have to barely touch. Just barely touch. Now I'm just going to kind of blend that out a little bit. And all it does is sort of just reinforce the line that I have there. It's not too strong. See, it just is it's a softer way to have a liner on your lower lash line, but you know, it doesn't take away from your other makeup or anything like that. Now my eyes are kind of red because I'm rubbing so close to them right now. Becca again, Becca palette. I'm gonna go in with my highlight brush, which I choose is the E8, which is the little mushroom top, because I can control it. And I'm gonna use Priseco Pop. Priseco Pop is a true gold instead of a rose gold like Champagne Pop, but it's beautiful. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful highlight. But I can control it. I'm not getting underneath here any at all. I can control it with this brush. You know, just because the brush says it's an eyeshadow brush doesn't mean that that's the only, absolutely the only way it can be used. I mean, you use what works for you. And, you know, whatever works for you may not work for someone else. But this is what works for me. And I tell you guys that all the time. Look at that. Can you see the glow? And I do like to work in a C. Can you see that? It's just a true, true gold. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit down the bridge of my nose. That's all I do, just that right there. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of lightly buff in what I just did there. Okay, now it is time to put some of this stuff aside. I need to curl my lashes. Okay, I'm using my Better Than Sex still. I love this stuff, guys, and I'm beginning to finally like the waterproof version also. It's dried up a little bit. It was just too wet for me before, but it's dried up a little bit. And so on the days that I go out, because it's like 90 something degrees here every day and humid, so I've been using the waterproof, and it's really good, guys. I really do like it. I did not like it at first at all. So I just kind of let it, you know, sit for a while, and I tried it again, and it's dried up just enough that it's workable now for me. So I really like it. Okay, so let's finish these lashes. There's nothing worse than needing to sneeze right after you've put on wet mascara. That's the worst thing ever. That's awful. I mean, because you know, you've just put all this on and you're just like, oh no, please don't sneeze. If I sneeze, I'm gonna have makeup everywhere. But yeah, my nose was, it was threatening. It was like a volcano brewing. Okay, I'm using my Clinique bottom lash now. Okay, so I've pretty much finished everything. I love this color, this color tattoo. It's in it's number 40 in Tenacious Teal. It's beautiful, and with the warm brown Peach Smoothie is what gives me this warmth here. The orange, that pale orange that's on there, that's what gives you this warmth through here. And then you can see how it transitions from the orange. Did you really, it just looks more like the brown. Because I blend it out so well, it goes seamlessly from one color to the next. And that is the goal. And I'm going to tell you guys, you know, I went many years without using brushes. I just used whatever they sent. And, it, you know, I was using nothing but drugstore. And, you know, I had little sponge tip applicators and everything. And I always wondered how, you know, like, how do they get their makeup to look that way? They are using the right tools. The best thing that you can ever purchase for yourself as far as your makeup game is concerned is a wonderful set of brushes. And I don't care where they come from, but as long as they're reputably known as a good set. And I would say in the drugstore, I would go with Real Techniques. e.l.f. They have some good brushes, but I think I would stick with Real Techniques or Eco Tools. Those are the two brands that I would. Now, I know Wet n Wild and MUA, those two companies have also come out with brushes. Revlon has come out with a line of brushes, and I'm going to tell you something right now. Those Revlon brushes are crap. They are total crap. You should not, you should be able to take a brush. I'll show you what I mean. You should be able to do this to a brush over a piece of white paper, and you should not get one hair. There should be no shedding. A good brush, there will be no shedding. Those Revlon, if I was to do that, because I got one and I tested it, and trust me, you don't want it. It was bad. Guys, it was so bad. I mean, it was like I just ran my finger over the top of it like that, and it just pieces of the brush went everywhere. It was bad. So from the drugstore, stay away from the Revlon brushes. I know they're new and everything, but they're not any good. So stick with the Real Techniques, because everybody uses those. Even pro makeup artists use those. They're good. If you're going to go with high end, I would go to Sigma, Morphe, MAC. Get the idea? You have to have the right tools. Okay, I'm going in. This is my Tarte in VIP. It's got the gloss in one end and the stick in the other. I'm not using a liner. It's very, I just find that this particular, it smells wonderful. I seem to be able to have a lot of control with this particular one. I don't know if it's because it's so big around, it's nice and fat and chunky or whatever, but I love these new Tarte. Oh, they're so good. And I want to get, this is VIP. I want basic, and there's another color that I want from this line. I mean, awesome, awesome, awesome. I love them. And I've got a lot of lipsticks, but I really am enjoying this Tarte. I'm going to go over just kind of the center of my lips, you know, with this gloss. There. Now, you have just a little bit of a shine in the center of your lip. They smell like vanilla cake. They're just awesome. They're it doesn't even say on here. Let's see. They are the Tarte Lip Sculptor with lipstick and lip gloss. Guys, these are awesome. You really need to try them. I'm going to have to get another color. I'm just going to have to. And the other color is called Basic. It's a nude like this also, but it's just fabulous. Okay, I love my Jaclyn. Uh-oh, I missed a little spot here with my stuff. Okay, let me go ahead and set everything. And this is so good, guys. Any kind of setting spray. NYX even has a good setting spray. But what a setting spray does is it just kind of makes everything kind of melt down and melt, and it just becomes one with your skin. I mean, my skin is flawless right now. The new makeup, absolutely. I mean, if you still see this on the shelf, worth every penny. I have been using the crap out of this thing. I do like the new color tattoo and the Tenacious Teal that I got. I like it. The only other one I had was the Bad to the Bronze, and so I really like this one because I think it gave me a really nice, it's a hint of blue, and you know, it's not too much that you couldn't rock a red lip with it for the, you know, the 4th of July. But I would also say definitely these Tarte, or I think that they are Ulta exclusive though, so you might want to keep that in mind if you really are interested in trying one of these. I think you can only find them at Ulta. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Get some brushes, high end, low end. Don't use what they send you in. You know, if you buy a palette at the store, you need more than the brush or the applicator that's in there. Just go ahead and either invest, you know, in a couple of key brushes, you know, a couple of face brushes and a couple of key eye brushes, and you will be astounded at the difference in the application process and the results more than anything. And so yeah, I mean, guys, I really I know it's a little similar to the other blue-eyed look that I did, but you can see that I used all of the different, I used totally different products, you know. It's all about blending, and it's just about taking your time, paying attention to what you're doing. But anyway, guys, this is the look that I have come up with for you. I think anything with a hint of blue, whether it is something like this or any other blue that you may find that you can, you know, kind of put on and blend in with some, you know, some transition colors that are complementary to you and your skin tone. I think that you can rock a really pretty blue look and even a red lip with it if you like. Or you could just do a black wing, some mascara, and some red lips and be really classy too. So, yeah. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you saw something or learned something, or, you know, found out something that you didn't know about. I hope that anytime I film for you guys that you get something from it, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Guys, I love you so very much. You really have no idea how important to me you are, and the support that you give me keeps me going. So, mwah, to you. I love you. Have a great evening, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.